sacrifice, heritage, and faith. We may ask, how do all of these three things really impact the success of your future? Well, here to break it down is James Luctamar. He's the owner of Luxin, a PR firm that has been successful in sharing the stories of entrepreneurs, businesses, and creators across the globe. He's also a really good friend of mine. We have him on the show to kind of break down life on purpose today. James, welcome.
Welcome.
Yes. So you're typically behind the scenes. Usually you get your folks onto, shows and stuff like this. But we want to talk about Luxin first. How would you describe the success of your company?
Yeah, I would say the success is really being able to tell the stories of content creators, businesses, brands across the globe. Like I've been able to help impact and work with people literally in every single continent except Antarctica.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And you've been only doing it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not only are you an entrepreneur, not only are you successful and been able to travel the world and really have your horizons expanded, you are also a Haitian immigrant.
Yeah.
And a child of parents who are strong in their faith, right? What was your childhood like being a part of a Haitian family also coming here to the U.S.?
Yeah, so I would say my childhood it was very unique because my parents, my dad, he immigrated here when he was early 20s, right? So he took a chance, he took a risk just by walking in faith. And with that, he was able to really have so I have 4 brothers, there's 5 of us in total, and they really sacrificed a lot for us. So as my childhood, I would say, really I was very independent in the sense that they were working probably 2 jobs each. So I really learned to really work with independence at a very young age. But one thing that they always made prevalent and one thing that they always made significance was always to keep God at the forefront.
Yeah.
So regardless of, they didn't have an education, they always made sure that we were at church every single Sunday. And I found that when I was young, I was like, why? Like, why did they always make sure we were at church every single Sunday? And as I grow, and then as I start to really enhance my faith with God, I understand, like, without God, nothing is really possible.
That's true.
So I really dedicate everything through the God.
And it started with your family, the sacrifices of your parents, but they always kept God first, and they instilled that in you.
Yeah.
But you've grown up, and you're taking chances with your company. You did not see this before, right?
Yeah.
How do you stay strong in your faith? Is there a scripture or anything that you kind of hold near and dear to?
Yeah, 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7, for we walk by faith, not by sight.
What does that mean to you?
For me, it's just, if you commit to taking the journey, he will get you through it.
Yeah.
So for me, like when I took the risk of entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
I actually didn't know. I didn't know it was gonna work. When you're an entrepreneur, you don't know if it's gonna work. You have no idea if it's gonna work. Yeah, it's a hit or miss. You have to believe in the vision when nobody else does. And having that unwavering faith and just having that trust in God that it's gonna work out and just never giving up.
Yeah.
That's something that really kept me through. Like even the times when it did get tough, even the times where it wasn't certain, it just consistently showing up day after day.
Yeah. Do you try to instill your Haitian culture into everything you do when it comes to business and how you communicate with people?
Absolutely.
You
absolutely,
do?
Absolutely. I myself was an immigrant. I wasn't even born in this country.
Right.
So I never take things for granted. I never ever take things for granted. So I always never forget where I come from.
Yeah.
Some people say they achieve certain levels of success. They tend to kind of they tend to kind of forget where they came from. For me, I always keep it near and dear to my heart.
Yeah,
so I always make sure to make it prevalent where I come from and never forget that at all.
And you're always just so positive, and you're bubbly. I always say he's so bubbly, but I think that's a nod to your upbringing and being faith-driven. So that's really good information there. But we also want to know how we can keep up with you. How can we keep up with you in Luxin?
Yeah, so my personal Instagram, James L, and Luxin.com, and Luxin on Instagram. So Luxin on all platforms.
Awesome.
Luxn.